ARESxGOD here, and I just woke up. My voice still hasn't regulated to daily use, so to say, but I just wanted to talk about these two episodes of Attack on Titan, which have been simply insane. And somehow, since episode 14 got delayed, being able to watch instantly episode 15 kind of made the experience a bit better. Just being able to press play and you had that episode available, they made a lot more sense, especially since the first episode was focused on the present mostly, and then the second one, Zeke's backstory, and it was a doozy. We finally find out his motivation, everything, and the entire plan to save this cruel world. So let's get into it and talk about it. Now, it starts off, the first one, episode 14, straight from the table conversation with Eren being ready there, holding them hostage in a way, ready to transform instantly with the cut on his arm. And it just goes wild. He starts staring into both Mikasa and Armin, both of them wanting to know why he did what he did, how he got to this point. And it just makes a very interesting point, saying that, yes, every decisions I have taken so far are my own, my free will, nobody manipulated me. And of course, Mikasa is still stuck on him, still obsessed with him, still dependent, codependent on him, thinking he has been manipulated, he still cares about them. And he simply starts breaking both of them down, even telling Armin that you might be manipulated by Bertolt, that you keep visiting Annie, the memories are inside of you, and the Ackermans also being always made to protect the leaders and stuff like that. That order to fight, when Mikasa heard it back when her tragic story happened in that cabin, when she activated her powers for the first time just to protect him, and it kind of makes sense in a way, but she still believes in him, thinks everything he did was because he's a good person, and he starts breaking her down, and Mikasa did not deserve this, but also in a way it's better for her, and I'll touch upon that a bit later on. Even tells them that Ackermans get headaches when they use their powers, and he starts going, saying he hates slaves, and says that Mikasa is a slave to that power, and just keeps on going. And it's proven because Mikasa, without even wanting or realizing, she stops Armin because Armin wanted to punch him, and she just pins him down to protect Eren. That control is still over there. Now we have Armin trying his best, honestly, but he got bodied, completely beaten over there very easily and badly. And the only reason why Eren was there, he wants to know where Zeke is, and also takes all of them. And even Gabi was just like a ghost there. Please, I don't exist, I'm not at this table. But what I wanted to touch upon is, yes, Eren went very hard on them, both of them, but I feel like maybe he's doing it on purpose, just to distance himself from them. He's very villainy-like now, but I still gotta believe he cares about them. Now, I might be completely wrong on this, but there has to be a reason why he's just burning every single bridge, every single connection, everything that mattered to him right now for this entire plan, which I'll also get to. I hope there's gonna be a way for them to, I don't know, get back together, but also looking at the series we're watching, Attack on Titan, the Game of Thrones of anime, so to say, I'm not seeing a very bright future in this world. He definitely said some stuff which are not very easily taken back, or not at all, especially with Mikasa. Now, why I said this might be a good thing for Mikasa, maybe it's finally time for her to be independent, think for herself, make her own choices, actually have that free will, which we still not so sure it actually exists in this world, without relying on Eren or doing everything and anything for Eren. And that might be also Eren's purpose, to free her in a way. I'm not sure if that's true, but hopefully, because I like Mikasa, but also want her to stop being so obsessed with Eren. Hopefully we're gonna have that, but we'll just have to keep on watching. And we only have one more episode. I don't know how they're gonna handle everything. There has to be an announcement on the last episode, but I'll talk more about that when the last episode airs. No, they plan to go back to the walls where everything started for whatever reason. I have no idea. Now, this was the mind games, so to say, part of the episode. This is where we have the hype part, the second half of the episode with Levi and Zeke, and Levi wants to give the Beast Titan to someone else, have Zeke being eaten. He overhears that and makes a decision, again a promise, to keep his promise to Erwin and honor him, this time as in kill Zeke. And at that moment Zeke overhears everything and he just starts running, screaming, and that scream is very important because all of the soldiers around Levi turn into Titans, and it broke him inside, it hurt him quite a lot, and realizes it was the wine, the spinal fluid at fault. Even see the picture where the soldiers were begging him, hey, let us have some wine, just have some fun while we're there. Even the brass, the leaders, Pixies got frozen a bit. Falco's also confirmed that he's alive. And yeah, even though he had a short moment of hesitation there, Levi, you see Titans raining upon him. It's raining Titans full upon him. Levi just stole the show this episode. He was so good. Even thinking maybe there's a way to save him, but probably not. Zeke starts running again, but he has no idea what he has done for the third time in a row, and I was laughing, grinning so much this episode. And when he realizes that Levi is back, you see him, his PTSD, trauma, everything got triggered. No, not again. No, please, no. When he saw Levi being back, and Levi just starts going wild. That song made the scene so much better. Zeke transforms, but to no avail. He tried his best. Levi uses some branches over there to distract him, completely dropping on him, calling his bullshit, honestly, instantly. Spears to the nape directly. Zip, my bad, I'm barely talking. When I woke up, Zeke gets blown out of the Titan, and it's 3-0 for Levi. Yet again, complete destruction of Zeke. You can't even call them fights, honestly. With what we've had so far, Levi versus Zeke, every single time he got destroyed, and this time is no different. Actually, even better. I love that so much. Levi is so good, honestly. I just want more. Especially towards the end, but we'll talk about that. Now, there's a scene interesting. We have the Jaegerists making their moves, especially with Flock. We see a bunch of cadets being trained to defend against the attack, all of them demoralized, thinking it might be better for the Jaegerists to take control. Shadis, the commander, is there. And we have Flock with Hanj as a prisoner and some Jaegerists showing up, taking control of all of the cadets. They make some forceful choices, so to say, on the cadets. You either with us or against us, and for you to prove it, you have to beat Shadis until the brink of death. And they actually do it. He takes the beating. He stood his ground, so to say. And now we have even more joining the Jaegerists. I don't know what's gonna happen with Hanj though. She's being carried all over the place by Flock. Hopefully we're gonna see what happens with her. I really hope she's gonna be okay. She's one of my favorite characters along with Levi. And I'll talk more about Levi, what happened in the next episode. Now, as for Levi, the last scene of this episode, we have him just over Zeke in a cart over there with a spear tied to his neck. If he moves, it blows up, cuts his legs again and again, just pure torture, abuse. I like that so much. Just he went wild, he let loose. He needed that therapy moment, so to say, against Zeke to get him to talk. And this is where we finally get into Zeke's story, how he got his glasses. We see first a glimpse, a flashback starting, and he just says, Mr. Xavier. Very important, because he was actually in the moments of dying. His last words could have been this, and he chose to say Mr. Xavier. And that person is probably the most important person in his life, because this next episode is Zeke focused, his backstory, how the plan started, and that plan is a bit fucked up to say the least. We have the flashbacks in Liberio of Zeke, Grisha, Dina, his parents talking, and as soon as they got recognized that they were aliens, instantly abused, treated like trash. And Grisha from that moment on started pushing his ideals, his inspirations on Zeke, telling him to change the world, it's up to you, you're gonna have to do something about this, save everybody. And Grisha kind of fucked him up pretty badly, and we see how much this episode with Zeke starting his training as soldiers to inherit the Titans. But he wasn't doing very well. He was actually the lowest score, or the worst soldier in training, so to say. Even Magath commented on it. But one guy, and you find out later, Mr. Xavier, or Tom Xavier, took notice of him from that moment, even though he was falling behind compared to others. And we see the bad parenting is an understatement as to what Grisha and Dina or Dinah Fritz did to him. A product of this cruel world, you can call it nature versus nurture. This world is fucked up, and they're both to blame, not only his parents but also Mr. Xavier, and I'll talk more about that when we get there. Now we have him getting taught about the history, the Marlian side of the history about aliens, Grisha teaching him the real history in a way, dropping him on his grandparents, ignoring him, not spending time with him, treating him as a tool. Honestly, even his grandparents told Grisha, hey, you have to spend time with your kid, he's missing you and stuff like that. Nah, it's okay. Grisha just forcing his ideals, his dreams onto him instantly. Magat on the other side was chastising him for not doing well at the training. He was always put down by everybody, just forced into something he didn't want to be. And this was the moment where he meets Tom Xavier, or I feel like Xavier kind of approached him in a way. He went out of his way to make this meeting happen. It wasn't that random as it seems with that baseball, and that's when they start their relationship. And slowly also on the other side, even overhearing a conversation about the restore movement over there with Grice, Grisha and Dina, and him having to be chosen, thinking he's not gonna do it, he has to do it. And the way they looked at him in that disgust and anger, imagine being looked at like that by your own parents and those closest to you. Even watching his training, both of them, Grisha and Dinah, disappointed that he wasn't doing very well, actually leaving during that training. That's some bad parenting, that's an understatement. And thanks to this, he found a refuge, or a person who understood him in Tom Xavier. They start connecting, forming a bond. Both of them didn't really like being a warrior. Xavier only wanted to become a warrior because he was interested in research, wanted to know the truth about Titans. And again, even on this side, he overhears a conversation of the police to catch the revolutions. He tells his parents, stop doing bad things, and even then they complete zealots, honestly, the way they reacted to him trying his best to stop them from getting caught. How can you not be fucked up after that moment, the way your parents are treating you? It felt so painful and real, especially to somebody who has been through situations like that. I'm sure there are many of you who have had bad experiences growing up, but this is a whole other level. And this pushed him even further to Tom Xavier. He even tells them that his parents are for the restoration movement. I can't even pronounce that word right now. This is where he got the idea to report them from Xavier to prove his loyalty. And we see the moment he does it, and he finds a father figure in Tom Xaver, and that was the reason why his last words with Levi in the cart were Mr. Xaver. How much he saved him from that depression well, so to say, in a way, even though it didn't really turn out that good for Zeke. We have a bit of a flash forward with them being older. Xaver was nearing his term, the end of the 13 years, how much those with Titans last. And we have Xaver being honest, wanting to release a compilation about everything he has found out about the Titans and stuff like that. And we get a bit of history, especially about the Titans. Now, apparently there was this pandemic that devastated the population, but it soon disappeared from the Eldian Empire. Now, we find out that the king used the founding Titan to change the bodies, messing with DNA and stuff like that. He was able to make that disease go away. And it clicks for Zeke. A fucked up plan. Can the founding Titan make it so there are no more kids? As make everybody barren. No more Eldians, no more Titans. That's a fucked up plan, honestly, and this is how it starts. Xaver shocked at hearing that it makes sense to him a bit, especially after we find out what happened in the past with his family, because he pretended to be a Marleyan. And as soon as his wife found out that he's an Eldian, how much disgust can somebody have, how much they've been chastised and put down by the history of this cruel world, Eldians. She took her own life and the life of his kid, and that just broke him completely. And that's how they decide, or Zeke decides, to get the founding Titan and save the world. How he found out about the way to break the vow from Xaver, the royal blood, a Titan with royal blood, making contact with the founding Titan and being able to bypass that vow thing. The starting of this euthanization plan, him inheriting the beast Titan. And this is why I said both his parents and Xaver didn't do a really good job, because they both pushed their own ideals, their own dreams onto him. Grisha was very aggressive with Dinah, and Xaver did it passively, so to say, kind of nurturing him towards this point, honestly. And we have the current Zeke. We see how he got turned into what we have right now. Also see the moment when he got the report from Reiner and Bertolt about Eren, find out that he's his brother, wanting to save him from Grisha. He didn't know he was still alive, thinking that Eren has been brainwashed, which in a way is kind of true by Grisha also, especially since he saw their memory. We find out what they talk about in their meeting in Marley when Eren was infiltrated there, how they connected a bit towards their disagreement towards their father, talking about the time Grisha killed the royals. Eren saying he doesn't agree with what his father wanted for the world, both of them being wrong, as in Eren and Grisha and Eldians should not be born. And we have him agreeing to this euthanization plan. They make their backroom deal over there, and Zeke actually gives him that baseball that meant so much to him. And the alliance is formed. Now, I don't know how long this alliance is gonna last, or how exactly they're gonna go about this plan, but it's gonna be very interesting. Like I said, these two episodes were much better back to back. But the last scene, we have Zeke in his delirium over there, being wounded, cut up by Levi, just saying LDA euthanization, being overheard by Levi. He has no idea what it means. But he actually goes through with it, sets off that spear, huge explosion, Levi being blown off, him being blown off. I really hope Levi is gonna be okay. Probably Zeke is gonna be okay because he is a Titan, he can probably survive that, even though he was in a bad shape. But I want Levi to be okay. Please, Now, we have one more episode left. I really hope we're gonna get an announcement for part 2, for a movie or something, because we need it. I have no idea how they're gonna handle this if we don't get a continuation. These 2 episodes have been awesome. Now, I leave off the questions to you guys. What do you think about the episode? What do you think Eren wanted to do there? Did he did it out of pure evil? Or does he want to just distance himself from it? What do you think about Zeke's very tragic and sad backstory that pushed him to be the person that he is today? So let me know down in the comments below what you guys thought about the episode. As always, thank you very much for watching. Remember to like and subscribe. Helps me quite a lot, and you guys get the latest videos on the series that I follow. So I'll see you again on the next one. Keep enjoying Attack on Titan. Bye bye.